एक अनशन शुरू करने के लिए, आमरण अनशन, जब तक हमारे लद्दाख की ये आवाज़ सुनी नहीं जाती, जब तक सरकार लद्दाख पर ध्यान न दे.
Today I begin the 16th day of my climate fast. Well, I've been surviving on just water and some salts, and that is taking a toll finally. Yesterday and today I've been feeling quite low on energy. And of course it's cold in the open. Last night it was -8 degrees and some 120 people were sleeping with me.
On the day this video will be published, Mr. Sonam Wangchuk will be entering 17th day of his fast, and to relate this, it will be 4 days more than Anna Hazare's Lokpal bill fasting, and 4 days short of Mr. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi's Quit India movement. So why is he fasting? And before we get into the actual fast, 1 month before this happened, around 30,000 Ladakhis they marched and came to the streets of Ladakh in a protest. So Mr. Wangchuk's fast and the protest of 30,000 Ladakhis, it's all for the same reasons. There are multiple demands that they have, but of all the demands, there are two demands that are primary. So the first demand is statehood for Ladakh, and most of you know that Ladakh became a union territory after Article 370 was removed in 2019, and Ladakh was a state because it was part of Jammu and Kashmir. So Ladakh was downgraded from a state status to a union territory status in 2019, which means they do not have a local legislative assembly, and as of now, since they became a union territory, they have only one Lok Sabha MP and 0 Rajya Sabha MP, so obviously their voice is not going to be heard anywhere. In addition to state status, one of their primary demands is inclusion of Ladakh under the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution. So the 6th schedule is a provision in the constitution that is focused on tribal land. For example, states like Assam, Meghalaya and Tripura, they are already under the 6th schedule. See, what happens is the 6th schedule gives land ADC status, which means autonomous district councils. ADCs give them rights to have their own rules, regulations and tax payments and tax collections according to the landscape that they live in. So why are the Ladakhis demanding it? Firstly, because they outright deserve it. Because when you see Ladakh as a region, some parts of Ladakh like Zanskar, the Sham Valley, the Changtang region, almost 99% of the population is tribal, and even in other areas like Pangong or Nubra, at least 70 to 75% of them are tribal, so obviously they demand it. And secondly, you need to understand the mentality of the people of the mountains. See, there is a basic difference between the way we people in the cities think and the way the mountain people think. See, the mountain people are more like, the Navi people of Pandora in the Avatar movie. They have a very deep connection with everything around them, living and non-living things, and they think, see, the basic difference is we think more like the sky people, like, we are so used to the comforts that we are in, and we think we are entitled to take whatever we want, whenever we want. But on the other hand, the mountain people, I'm not talking only about the Ladakhis, be the Ladakhis, Kinnoris, the people of Spiti, parts of Himachal and all of Bhutan. See, they think they are a part of the ecosystem with other creatures. So they believe that, a snow leopard has as much as the right to be there as much as they do, and they are not looking at taking or fighting things out. They are more about sharing it. So let me give you a brief example. See, the government is trying to build the world's largest solar harvest plant in Pang. Most of you who have visited Ladakh know Pang. When you go on the Leh-Manali highway, Pang is pretty much a middle-way stop between Lahore and Ladakh. See, what the government is planning is, the government is planning to put solar panels across the Changtang region and get the electricity transmitted to Haryana and then to the other parts of the country. But the thing is, the locals there are opposing it vehemently. You might ask, what's wrong with solar panels, and solar energy is pretty much the cleanest energy. True, but then it goes like this. See, there is this one crane called the blackneck crane. See, this crane lives only at high altitudes and it keeps migrating between Tibet and Ladakh and sometimes parts of the lower Himalayas like the Pobjika Valley in Bhutan. So what happens is during winter the crane flies down to lower plains, and in summer, that is spring or in Indian terms on monsoons, it flies back to Ladakh and parts of Tibet. The people of Changtang, they believe that they are closely related to the cranes, and the cranes are part of our family. And this is how the people of Changtang welcome the blacknecks. So the arrival of the blacknecks are always associated with monsoons, and they consider it a sign of peace and prosperity. And when the blacknecks arrive in June, July, August, this is the way the people of Changtang welcome the blacknecks. So if you are going to those people with a mega project which would convert the entire valley into a huge mirror, they are obviously going to object it and protest against it, and that is exactly what the Ladakhis are telling for now. See, they are not telling they don't want development at all. See, they believe in some values, and I think it's only wise and fair to let them choose what they want. See, solar panels are required, but the problem here is not solar panels, because I know some of the corporate bhaktas will tell, oh no, we are moving from non-renewable energy to renewable energy, and guys like you are against this also. See, it's not against solar energy. It's against the scale in which it is done. See, you go with mega projects. See, we all know that solar panels can be installed on top of buildings and urban structures. So why would you want to build something that big in a valley which has got a very delicate balance ecologically and environmentally, and transport that electricity thousands of kilometers long? See, that's the question. And that is why the Ladakhis are asking to be added in the 6th schedule of the constitution. If you have flown to Leh from Srinagar or Delhi, once you start getting the mountains, you would see an endless stretch of glaciers. So the Himalayas are the storehouses of glaciers, and we all know that the Himalayas are the source of pretty much every single river that runs in North India, and without these glaciers they would eventually dry up or become seasonal, like the like the ones we are having in South India. Many of you are aware about the water problem that's going on in Bangalore. And this is exactly the reason why Mr. Sonam Wangchuk is going on an indefinite fast, and that is pretty much the reason why I'm making the video. See, he says he's still in hopes that the government will listen to it. In fact, see, the thing is, the Ladakhis and Mr. Wangchuk, they are not expecting something out of the blue. In fact, adding Ladakh into the 6th schedule is in BJP's election manifesto for the last 2 elections. So all they are asking the government to do is, see, you promised us something, please deliver it. That's exactly what they are asking, and I really don't think it is that difficult, unless and until we question the inclination towards which the government has. See, as of now, there are 2 types of India, because we might think and argue that India is one nation, but it is not. See, there is one India that comprises of the corporate giants and the corporate mafias and the people who work for them and support them. There is another India which is made up of the common man who's just trying to make a living for himself and his family, and then who wants to sustain whatever is left for the next generation. Mr. Wangchuk is not fighting for Ladakh alone. See, so you might be a person who supports the massive corporate development, but then if you have kids, Mr. Wangchuk is fighting for the sustainability of your kids. It's not like people like Mr. Sonam Wangchuk or myself are against development, but the problem here is development at what cost? See, there is something called as basic, and there is something called as luxury. I think it is pretty logical and sane to think it is stupid to sacrifice your basics for your luxury, and that is the reason, the very reason that the Ladakhis are protesting today. So I think I've made like 30 videos in this channel. I haven't asked anyone to subscribe or share it. So please share this video to your friends and family. See, not that this will go viral and it will enlighten the Prime Minister and the central government. No. At least, let some more people know that this is happening in Ladakh, because I am certain that most people do not know such a thing is happening, and certain battles, whether we win or lose, they're worth fighting. See you next week.